All right, so right now I'm here in the top of Mount Takao, which is one of the tallest mountains in Tokyo, and I just took a hike, and I'm at the top of it here next to a temple, and I just wanted to make a quick video to talk about my experience so far in these past 6 7 days in Japan, what it has meant to me, what it's been feeling like, and how I think it can correlate to things in the rest of our life. So for me, this is basically the highest peak of the peak experiences that I've ever had in my entire life. You know, coming to Japan has been my dream for the longest time, and for the past like 7 days, it's just been crazy thing after crazy thing after crazy thing, from just everything from walking the streets of Tokyo to eating the best food ever and watching a matcha tea ceremony, going to a hot spring onsen resort in a little town called Hakone and bathing in mountain hot spring waters in the middle of the night. It's just been experience after experience after experience that has just been like pumping up the level of the volume of the sensations and the things in my life to levels that I've never even seen before. And what I've noticed is that these experiences have actually been hitting me and impacting me emotionally and psychologically on a level that I had never have had before. And it's hard to explain when people ask me like, what's the trip been like? It's like, oh yeah, it's been amazing, it's been so good, blah blah, but it's really hard to actually convey the feeling. And I think part of the reason why this has been such an intense and positive and powerful experience for me is because of the fact that it took so much work for me to actually get here, and because of how much this actually represents to me. So all right, just like 1 second. Very loud group of happy people. Hello. Hello. Yeah, and I think the main explanation and the reason as to why this has hit so hard for me is because of what's underneath and what came before it and what this signifies and what I had to do to get here. So I think an experience can hit you harder if it means more to you and if you've put in more hard work to get there. Like, I've had international trips with my parents, and even though it was amazing experiences and I really loved, traveling with my family and discovering countries and stuff, it's nowhere near as intense as this has been. And why? Well, the reason is because of everything that it means for me to be here. Everything that is underneath me actually being here right now. It was basically, this represents all the growth that I have done over the past 3 or 4 years since I arrived to Australia, and I had, my first jobs, working on, learning how to have a job, learning how to have money, so establishing myself in a new country, progressing, overcoming all of my barriers, overcoming my fears, my social anxiety, my just everything, all of the work that I've been put recently into increasing my level of my lifestyle. It's kind of like it all adds up to this. This was basically my dream 4 years ago, and all of the hard work that I've put in so far has taken me here, and this is the reason why this is so meaningful and why this is so enjoyable. It's kind of like, it's hard to explain, but let me see how I can word this. The the more you go out, the more you have to. Okay, it's like, I really like this analogy of saying like human beings are basically like a plant. We think that as humans because we have a mind and we think and we have like all these ideas and stuff. We think they're very different to any other organism ever, but we're actually like, our primitive brain systems are actually pretty basic, and they have millions and millions of years of evolution behind us. That basically all they care about is keeping us alive. Survival is just the main and only priority. So basically, when you're in the zone where you have everything that you need, You have your food, you have your shelter, you have your water. You're like a plant that has the roots firmly planted and has all the nutrients, and then it has actually no reason as to why it would go out into the unknown because it's already settled there. So this is actually what people mean by the comfort zone. I think it goes deeper than just the comfort zone. It's actually just your body trying to keep you in safety. So it's mechanisms that have been built into your brain over millions of years of evolution that are trying to not put you in unnecessary danger. And when you get complacent in that, then that's all you'll stay in. And it's like there is actually no reason why you would go out of the base level. And the interesting thing is that in order to get really enjoyable experiences like going to Japan and being here alone by myself, like it's crazy, it actually takes hard work. Like it's not pleasant. People think, oh, traveling is amazing. It's actually not that pleasant. Like it took so much hard work even to organize this trip, to save the money in a job that I fucking hated, to actually have the money to pay for the trip, then to actually commit to paying the trip, then to putting at risk everything that I was putting back home because I have to pause it to come here. And the amount of brain power and resistance overcoming that it takes to actually get you to here is just incredible. Like it's not a pleasant experience. It's actually really hard because every part of your body is actually trying to pull you back and pull you back and pull you back and saying, why are you going to go to Japan and go into this random place so far away where all these dangerous things could happen? Nobody's going to understand you and you're alone, where you could just stay in your bed in your house, with your aircon and your fucking diet and not changing anything. So pushing through those barriers and going out into the unknown just like wipes your brain into a completely different level. And the more that it takes for you to get that, then the more what's at the end is going to be meaningful to you. So, if you're doing a travel like with your parents, you don't really have to work for it. You're just like, oh, you're just there, whatever, and then you just go on a plane and then you have like a really good time. But it doesn't really hit that. But the moment that you actually have to face and overcome everything that is pulling you backwards to get to somewhere forwards, when you actually get to that point, it's just so much more intense. And like right now I'm so emotional, and I'm here, like I took this random little cable car and like I'm at the top of this mountain. It's in the middle of nature in this temple that has probably been here for like thousands of years, witnessing the culture. And it's just like you take a breath and you can imagine what is possible to do with your life if you actually like take the right actions and go through the pain and embrace the change and the uncertainty, and just like breathing and appreciating the miracle of all the possibilities that you have within this lifespan is enough. And this type of like bliss and joy comes, it's like a tip of the iceberg, and underneath the iceberg comes like hard work, emotional pain of growth, fucking taking risk, overcoming fears, doing shit that you don't like, discipline, and all these things that nobody wants to do is what you actually have to do to get to this point. And I'm pretty amazed because I never would have thought that this was possible. And now that I'm seeing with my eyes, it's just so real and so amazing. And yeah, I guess that's it. That's just the end of the video. But yeah, it's just crazy. Like, it's just crazy. Take a look at this.